let's solve homework exercise number 1 from section 11.3. It states determine whether the following problem involves a permutation or combination. It does not necessary to solve. All right, a medical researcher needs 33 people to test the effectiveness of an experimental drug. If 96 people are volunteered, how many ways can 33 people be selected? Now again, we're selecting 33 and we're getting the results. It doesn't matter whether you're picked first, second, or all the way down to 33rd. You're getting the same experimental drug, right? Everybody gets the drug no matter what they're picked. So order does not matter. So when order does not matter, you use the combination formula, or it's considered a combination and you use the combination formula. So this answer is definitely a combination. So you would do 96C3 to get the answer. But in this case, we don't have to do it. We're just telling them you would use the combination formula, okay, because order does not matter. Homework exercise number 2, determine whether it involves a permutation or combination. How many different 3-letter passwords you can form from the STUVWXYZ. Again, I guess a password, you would, if you use like the same letters, TUW, but then you switch the order and you put UTW, it's the same 3 letters, but it's a different password. So because order does matter, right? Order does matter because when you switch around order, you get a different password. So in this case, when order matters, it is definitely a permutation. So you would use a permutation formula to solve the problem, okay? All right, 5C4, okay, combination 5C4. Now I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator, okay? Again, the formula is you do 5 factorial to C, then you do 5 minus 4 factorial times the R factorial. So again, NCR is equal to N factorial divided by N minus R factorial times R factorial. But again, on the calculator, you can just do it and it'll get you the answer. So here's the steps that you do. I'll show you. I'll go slow. You can go ahead. You first put in the 5 for the N, okay? And then you go to the math key and you go over to 3 right arrows until you highlight PRB for probability, and notice NCR is choice number 3. So you can hit number 3 or you can use the down arrow key, hit number 3, you get NCR, and then you put in the R value, the value to the right, which is 4. And once you do that, you hit enter, and your answer is 5, okay, which is the correct answer. Now again, one more time, you put in the number to the left, 5, then you go to the math key, then you go 3 over to highlight probability. Once PRB is highlighted, you go down to number 3, okay, hit enter, and you get NCR, then you put the number on the right, in this case is 4, and you hit enter and you get your answer, okay? Now again, using pencil and paper, we said 5C4, if you don't have a calculator, is 5 factorial, and then it's 5 minus 4 factorial, and then it's times the R factorial. So 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 4 is 1 factorial divided by 4 factorial. 1 factorial is just 1. 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So the 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s cancel. So you're just left with 5, which is the same answer we got using our calculator, okay? So obviously it's faster to use a calculator. Go ahead and use your calculator to do it, NCR, and you can do it for permutations. Permutations was choice number 2, I believe, right above NCR. All right, use the formula to evaluate 11C11. So again, using the calculator, put in the number to the left, then go to the math key, and then go 3 over to highlight PRB, and then 2 down to highlight the NCR. So you're using the NCR formula. The number on the left is also, or number on the right is also 11. And the way to choose 11 from all 11, there's only one way, right? Because you got to pick all 11. Order doesn't matter. So So the answer is just 1. Okay? An election ballot consists of voters to select 6 city commissioners from a group of 18 candidates. And how many ways can this be done? Again, you're choosing 6 commissioners from a group of 18. Order doesn't matter, right? Because whether you're picked first, second, or third, you're just going to be one of the 6 city commissioners, right? So once you get picked, the order doesn't matter. So it is a combination, all right? So the total number you're working with is a group of 18, right? And you're going to select how many? You're going to select 6. So your answer is 18C6. Again, it would be 18 factorial, and then it would be 18 minus 6, which is 12 factorial times 6 factorial. Again, these numbers are a bit big, so you'll have to just work it out step by step. Okay, hopefully you've got a, if you don't have a calculator, then you'd have to do something like 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13. Now the rest is 12 factorial, right? 12 times 10 times 11, 12 times 11 times 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Those will 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Those will cancel. So we're left with 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13. We also still have the 6 factorial, which would be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you have to multiply those numbers together, then multiply those numbers together and do the division, and you'd finally get the answer. Okay, so I'll just take you a few minutes to do it, okay, if you don't have the calculator. But then again, if you've got the calculator, definitely use it. It's much shorter, right? So again, on the calculator, we can go ahead and put in the 18, the total number, then go to the math key, and then go over 3, hit the right arrow key 3 times to get probability, go down twice to get the NCR, and then we're choosing 6, right? The number we choose, hit enter, and we get 18,564. Okay, which should be the same answer you'd get if you did a paper and pencil, remember? Okay, so we had what? 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13, right? And then the rest, the 12 factorial is canceled. But then we had to divide by what? The whole quantity 6 factorial, which is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All right, and then we get that, and there's our 18,564. Okay, so if you don't have a calculator with a combination key, it'll just take you an extra few minutes, but nothing too bad. Okay, of 17 possible books, you plan to take 8 with you on vacation. How many different collections of 8 books can you take? Again, you're just selecting 8. It doesn't matter. Order does not matter, right? Because whether you're just taking 8 with you, so whether it's picked first, second, or third, it goes with you. So once you select, the order doesn't matter, so it's a combination. The total number of books you have is 17, and the number you're selecting is 8, right? So again, 17C8 would be 17 factorial, and then it would be divided by 17 minus 8 factorial times 8 factorial, which would be 17 factorial. 17 minus 8 is 9 factorial times 8 factorial. So you can work that out if you don't have a calculator key or a combination key. If you got the combination key on your calculator, which most of you have, then you're going to do 17, right? And then you're going to go to math, over to PRB, go down to NCR, it's a combination, hit enter, and the number we're selecting is 8 from a group of 17, so 17 combination 8, and we get 24,310 different collections of books. All right, you volunteer to help drive children to a charity event to the zoo. You can fit only 7 of the 18 children present in your van. How many groups of 7 children can you drive? So again, you're selecting the children, 7 out of 18. The 7, once you select one of the 7, they're all going to get a ride. So order does not matter. Does not matter. Order does not matter, so it is definitely a combination, right? And so we have combination. The total number total number of children is 18, so you got 18 total, and you're going to select 7 can go in your van. So you're selecting 7, 18C7, so it would be 18 factorial over 18 minus 7 factorial times 7 factorial, which again you could do 18 factorial. 18 minus 7 is 11 factorial times 7 factorial. So if you got to do it pencil and paper, you can do 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12, and then the rest is 11 factorial, right? Now the reason I'm not writing it out, the rest of it, is because what? The 11 factorials will cancel, and then 7 factorial will be what? 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So it's going to be this 18 times 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12 divided by the 7 factorial, which is 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So if we do that on our calculator, we will get 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12, and then the 11 factorials canceled, right? So we get that number. Then, but what we had this, we still have the 7 factorial, which is, so divide by 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Put a right paren, keep it in paren, so we're dividing by that whole quantity. So we get 31,824. All right, which is indeed the correct answer. Now again, remember, a lot easier to use the combination key. So you got a total of what? 18 children to select from. Then you go to math, and over 3 jumps, highlight PRB, go down to NCR, hit enter, you get NCR. We're selecting 7, and then simply hit enter, and it has the formula built in, and there you go, get the right answer, 31,824. Okay, this is your math teacher, Dr. Suarez. We're going to stop this session here. I hope you found it helpful. If you still need more help on these problems, send me an inbox through the Canvas course, okay? And I will respond as soon as I can. Thank you for viewing this video, and I hope you found it helpful.